They are related with I, that is self. It means that in the society and we all, that is in the humanity. And therefore the interventions have to be focused on the basis of the abnormalities or the deficiencies related to any quadrant. It may appear very strange to you, but this is a fact that how the interventions have been processed. It is not emotional. It is not on the basis of whims and thoughts. It has been a structured approach. Spiritual interventions in healthcare delivery are aimed for the prevention of disease and promotion of health. There is a great fanfare that number of the yoga things can treat certain diseases. Let me tell you, this is true that many things can be modified or they can be helped, patient can be helped. But basically, spiritual dimension is for the promotion of health and for the prevention of diseases rather than the cure. Whatever the curative aspects which are prevalent, it is a natural byproduct of what is happening. Spiritual interventions in healthcare and the clinical care, it is on account of the clinical consultation, that is patient listening to your patient. Spiritual history taking, we have a history taking format, and we all know that in the clinic we take a history of the present illness, the family history, the professional history, past history, etc. If you go to few hospitals like Dr. Devi Shetty's hospital in Bangalore, if you happen to visit the Kotapatti and the Whitefield, mega, very, I mean to say, out of the class healthcare institutions created by Shri Satya Sai Baba in the south, there is a history format which has a component for the spiritual history of the patient, from which caste he comes, what are the prayers he does, what are the beliefs he has got, what type of value system is there, and there is a definite link. When a patient is taken on the surgical table, when doctor knows about his spiritual history, he asks him, "Aap Allah ko yaad kariye if he is a Muslim, what type of prayer you have to do?" And these things go deep, much deeper beyond the surgery and the medical care. So there is a very structured format of the spiritual history taking. Healthy doctor-patient relationship. We all know that today there is a widening gap between the community and the doctors. And it can be addressed to great extent if there is a rightly processed spiritual component, empathy in the patient care, and a noble value system. Spiritual interventions, they complement the clinical management of diseases. They do not substitute anything. This I am very clear and I wish to share with you. Spiritual interventions, how they can show the direct result. Promotion of spiritual intelligence. We all know, probably as a medical professional, we know that there is three types of intelligence: logical intelligence, emotional intelligence, and spiritual intelligence. So spiritual intelligence is a component which can be worked by the spiritual dimension. Lifestyle diseases, we were shared about obesity and the bariatric surgery. So there are a whole host of diseases, whether cardiac diseases, whether neurological disorders, psychiatric disorders, obesity, diabetes, hypertension, CAD. So they come under lifestyle diseases. Stress management, geriatric care, and terminally sick. Why I mentioned terminally sick? Many times, by different quality measures, we talk about the quality of the healthcare. We talk about the quality of life. But as a doctor, we never talk about the quality of death. Please, whenever we treat a terminally ill patient, there is a process that how to make a person comfortable, peaceful when someone is approaching to the end of the life. And if you want to have a live demonstration of this type of practice, the hospice center of which is in Bangalore of Manipal is one of the examples which I have seen, and one can see that how they practice this spiritual dimension for the terminally sick patients. These are the approaches in the mind-body medicine which are used in the Mayo Clinic: meditation, deep breathing, yoga, hypnosis, guided imagery, progressive relaxation, spirituality, and prayer.